I think Kobbie Mainoo is a player I agree I would like to keep for the long term because I think he could be something special, very, very special. I don't particularly see that with Garnacho. I'm not saying he's not a good player and he won't be a successful footballer, but I think Mainoo is different, is unique, and we don't develop midfielders like that often. And it would be a shame to lose him in a way that we haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, I agree. I feel I like that bit there about him not playing.
Just a thought. Is Garnacho like a little bit disrespected sometimes? Because
depends how you speak on him.
I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. It's just
tell us how you feel. What do you feel like? What do you feel like? KG, I know you.
You're holding back. You're holding back here. You're holding back here.
You do this when it's me. You go flex. I know you. No, I feel like you're saying this.
It's a thought that's not finished. But I just feel like maybe it's because the players that lack a certain style of tech, are looked at in a certain way, like Ugarte. Like I didn't realize Ugarte was so hated until I saw the post and all the comments, get out of my club, this, that, and the other. And I was like, raw.
Crazy.
What's going on? Like, is it because the non-tech players, Garnacho, there's a list of them that are just do whatever it says, run seal type players, whatever it says, whatever it does on the tin or whatever that line is. That same tagline, those players are always spoken about and they're not given the leeway or freedom or if he gets this, or he's a type of player that needs this, and then this happens. I just find that interesting. That's all. But it's not.
You're right.
I don't think he's wrong about that. I don't think you're wrong about that on the tech thing. I mean, people definitely disrespect players who are mostly like physical, who come across just like that. I mean, but only thing I would state on that and the difference is like Ugarte is the highest volume tackler in Europe. He does one thing really, really, really exceptionally well. I don't know what Garnacho does exceptionally well at this point in time. Right now, it hasn't 3 years ago. I think he's the same player as he is now. That's part of the concern where I don't know where he could be as a footballer. I don't know where
there with the 3 years ago. He's the same player he is now, though. That's the part that I feel is where there's a conversation because he's had to adapt to the manager, and it's been obviously he's had the attitude things. He's always had that. He's always, he believes in himself. He's a young player that really believes in himself, and he's going to try and take the game by the scruff of the neck, which is pretty cool and pretty brave and stuff. But then I think there's some things that we maybe don't attribute because it's not a direct football thing. I need my players to be brave. I need my players to try and take people on. I need my players to not worry about the mistakes and keep trying. Those are stuff for a youngster.
Do you need your players to finish the chances, though? Because he does miss a lot of chances,
That is what football's all about, right?
This is a counter-argument, too, that a lot of people were saying in January, and I do think it's a bit of a fair one as well, was effectively that we kept looking at this a bit one-sided in January. That whole him flirting with Napoli and Chelsea, everyone looked at it like he was being pushed out by, I can't believe we're sort of shoving him out. And have we just scored, by the way? We might have just scored. James give the fist bump.
Might be a little bit ahead, but
a little bit ahead. I can see it in all the comments there.
But with the Garnacho thing, the suggestion was like, United are shoving him out because they need money. And a lot of people did bring up, well, maybe his representatives kind of did maybe sort of solicit the move possibly to Chelsea or did kind of solicit the move to Napoli going, maybe he wanted out and maybe he saw the writing on the wall, a bit like we're discussing here with Kobbie and with Garnacho going, man, just playing 3-4-3. I don't know if he really sort of rates me that much. Maybe I'm going to jump instead of being pushed kind of situation there. And that has rubbed people the wrong way too by sort of going, well, if you're not committed and you don't want to be here, then maybe you should go. And actually, maybe that is best for all parties, regardless of how good we think you are, is that if you don't want to be here and you're not committed to the project, then maybe you should go. But we don't really look at it like that often. We just see as the big bad Man United shoving a young player out the door, which might be the real...
And there are two sides.
We all accept Rashford going for the same reasons.
Yeah.
And kind of agree with it.
Can I just say, you're all right. I think you're all right. Owen's right in the sense he's balancing the argument in the sense that, look, it could be on Garnacho just as much as it was on Manchester United. And then KG, I think you're right. We do disrespect him, but I think it's on the premise that at Manchester United, you need to be a superstar. We want superstars in every single position, a bit like Real Madrid. So the premise of what James is saying is that, look, we have someone that's clearly exceptional at something in Ugarte. Is this one of the best on the planet? Garnacho, he doesn't fit that criteria. Then you've got the balance argument of both sides that Owen's given, and then we do disrespect Garnacho. We just do, because for the fact that he's not a superstar in every single position, and that's what Manchester United want at their football club. So he's just and on top of that, KG, he doesn't fit. He just doesn't fit in this current system. So in this current timing, it's best for it to let him go and get someone else that better fits in the 30-man squad.
And with players like Cunha and everything available, obviously that does make things more exciting. But you are saying that this is a guy that we'd look at these stats if it was another player that we wanted to bring in and say he could be good for us. 9 goals, 8 assists. And I know the quick reaction is, yeah, we're 13th. But it's still, this is the output of what he's doing for his 3rd season, and he has been rushed. I just think, I don't know, man. I don't know. Something about it bothers me a little bit. How we're looking at his progression.
But we do that, yeah, because I've said it quite a few times. I think we're so bad a team, yeah. Sometimes it's been very difficult to judge how good or how bad someone truly is. And then with the youngsters then as well, there's an added tax on that. So our youngsters that we've brought in, yeah, that have come through, it's a savior job. It ain't let's see how they develop and let's be patient and they can turn into it's this Rasmus Højlund kid. Obviously, loads of P's. Don't care how young he is. Don't care he only scored 9 goals at Atlanta. I need more from you. And listen, it comes with expectation. I get this. To everything I'm going to say, there's a level of expectation because you play for Man United. But to balance what you're saying, KG, is Garnacho, it's like he's been rushed. He's been pulled from pillar to post. He does play a lot of football really, really quickly. You're good enough. You're old enough. But at the same time, there's senior guys in them positions, nowhere to be seen. Marcus Rashford, Anthony, Jadon Sancho. And then this kid gets rushed. Same thing happened with Elanga. We're just rushing him into this thing. Then it becomes, you're not good. You're not that good, man. Move, man. Go to Forest. Go to Betis. You're just some Elche player. Do you know what I mean? Because you can't really get a true measure of how bad the player is or how good the player is because there's so much turmoil. And then you see flashes. And like you say, if you get them sorts of stats or them sorts of involvements, yeah, in this shocking, really bad team, it must mean you got something. You got something. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah. Garnacho has something. Is that something the Ballon d'Or thing and he's going to end up at Real Madrid? I tell you what, you let him go, you're going to regret that. He's going to be scoring 25 goals in La Liga. I don't know. But the kid has something. You don't do that at that age when you see.
Let's talk about the goal that he scored in big tournaments. Not big tournaments, but the goal he's won us a cup.
He's been a part. He's done stuff. He's done stuff. But I just think because of that improvement, then you flip it to the actual individual. Are you see like what James is saying? Are you seeing enough improvement in his attributes at a decent rate? And it gets frustrating, but then the whole system's changed. And that's the same with Kobe.
Right? What's that? This is the best season in the Man United shirt, though, right?
I don't think so. I look at it, I get the goals and assists thing, but it's only 4 and 1 in the Premier League. I mean, 4 of those came in Barnsley against that Barnsley game. You know,
he got 3 goals and 3 assists.
It was that's crazy stats in one game,
EFL
right?
Cup.
Yeah, in that cup. But it comes back to me like the money thing. I like Garnacho, but if someone offers me 50 million, I'm gonna take it. Because I think you can get better for 50. I think you can do a lot more for 50.
You can buy now. You can buy ready-made now.
Yeah, can you not say Mbeumo would be a better player in his team for that money right now today? Yeah. Would he give you more goals and more in the Premier League and more points and more wins? Yes, he would. Can you buy Cunha for near that price?
The whole thing about Rasmus Højlund is, well, he's 72 million. I expect more from a 72 million player. I don't know how much Garnacho was, but it was nowhere near 72 million. Probably bought him for
$200,000, isn't it?
Huh?
Wasn't it a
Not
couple
even a
hundred
million.
grand?
Not even a.
What was it?
No,
What
no,
was
he
Garnacho?
was
Was he
cheap.
like?
He was affordable.
Yeah, he was cheap. Yeah, he's got him in from
But wait,
Atletico as a kid.
Like,
But if you get an offer for 50 and you turn it down, then you are comparing him to a 50 million pound player in value.
That's true. That's true.
Because you're saying you're worth
But then the
more than
value's
50.
higher.
Yeah, because then you're saying it's even higher than that. That's why I'm like,
yeah, I believe it's higher
know,
than that. I believe I want Chelsea money. I want to do what Chelsea do.
Yeah, but people aren't stupid like us, though. They're not. We can't just because they did it. They're not. People ain't gonna fall for that shit. We're so dumb. We fell for that crap. That's how shit we are.
I mean, Kvaratskhelia went for 60 million pounds in January. Is he really worth as much as Kvaratskhelia at this point? Like,
No
let's be real for a second, man. Let's
KG,
be real for a second. Come
KG,
on.
KG,
Yeah?
you speak
How
about
much
Kobe
was
with the
Mason
going
Mount?
rates, give me what I'm worth and all that. You know what I'm saying?
How much was Mason Mount?
Yeah, but look, it's a
We
disaster.
can't judge it by what we would pay for players because what
He
we
was
would
also a
pay for
Champions
players.
League winner, Mason Mount. Champions League
I'm just
winner,
saying,
Mason
players
Mount.
He was a banker's
Sigurdsson went
50
back.
million.
How much did
He was a
Sigurdsson go to
banker's
Everton for?
50 million, Mason
I've seen
Mount.
things
He was a
happening.
banker's
Let's
50
have it
million.
right. Sigurdsson to Everton, 50 mil. Is he 10 million less than Travis Scalia? Absolutely not.
What year was that, KG? What
Still,
year
I'm
was
really talking
that?
guys.
What
I'm
year
talking
was
about.
that?
You know what? I find funny.
Of all the people
is-
to bring up as well,
it's
like, geez,
It's a
Louise.
fair statement to say selling a player for no, because I've thrown something out there and you're saying,
Yeah,
well, yeah,
and
well,
it's
I
good.
didn't even hear it, KG. I'll
did
rebuttal,
you
but I
say?
didn't hear
throw
it.
something out there, and then no, it's not you. I'm saying you throw something out there. You asked me a question. I said, well, this has happened. We've seen many
It was-
players go for mad prices. We saw Everton what they're asking for their player. They still want that. I'm hearing dibbling, or even though it probably won't happen, but
not
they're starting at 100 million. Only to
That
come
is
down.
crazy,
So
right?
why,
I mean, that is crazy.
why is it Man United that are selling players that are effective, that help a team, that have won something, and they go for nothing, but players like maybe from the Man City Academy that's had 2 or 3 games going for much more? I don't understand that.
But don't we need to focus on fixing our team? Like, we can't really worry about that. You know what I mean? Like, what's out there, what other teams are doing. We got to fix our team. We got to fix our
I've been
club.
saying that the longest,
But
James.
we'll fix
We
our
work
team. We're
on
selling
own
our
marriage.
players for the right money, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. If we sell our players for the right money, we could fix our team. If we're just taking 50 million, I don't know if that's right.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot,
50
man.
million for Garnacho. 50 million for Garnacho is, let's be honest. If you're getting that, you're doing well. I think. If you're pulling
they
in
were
50 million for
saying-
Garnacho.
I mean, that's
In
not a little
January-
bit of money. That's a lot.
Yes,
of
it's a
money.
substantial
And
amount.
in January, they were saying if it's a pure profit scenario, and I'm hardly a football finance expert, they were sort of saying like you effectively like treble that. You know what I mean? In terms of what you could spend almost straight away. They were saying like if you sell pure profit, that's like 150 million you can spend like right now on the books, and you go, bloody hell, it's for real lot of money. That's Man United summer. That is one player, you know, funding the entire. Actually, War Kitty, KG.
Yeah, that's it. That is the walkie. El Captain has gifted 5 members.